The state of Missouri has some of the best hunting in the country. Small game, waterfowl, deer, and turkey are very abundant, and Missouri has hundreds of thousands of acres open to public hunting.
To support these activities, the Missouri Department of Conservation provides numerous facilities statewide for potential hunters to learn about shooting or to hone their skills with firearms and archery equipment.
Some of these facilities are quite elaborate, among the very best in the country. The department's staffed shooting ranges and outdoor education centers offer safe, supervised shooting opportunities. They have classrooms where hunter education classes and other outdoor skill programs are taught.
There are 5 of them located throughout the state of Missouri. Check one out if you have a chance. But what if you're a skilled hunter just looking for a place to sight in your deer rifle?
Or a dad who wants to teach his kids about that first .22. The Conservation Department has also created dozens of unstaffed shooting ranges on conservation areas around the state. They are designed with backstops and berms to provide safe shooting and are periodically inspected for maintenance and safety. There are 70 of them located around the state, so every Missourian will have a safe place to shoot.
In many ways, everyone that uses these unstaffed ranges is expected to take personal responsibility for firearm safety, coordinating ceasefires, and generally ensuring a fun and safe environment at the range.
Although there may be some slight differences, many of the MDC's unstaffed ranges are going to have a couple of features in common. There is a short range for handgun shooting and a long range for rifles.
Of course, this is the firing line, equipped with shooting benches. It's easy to determine the clear firing line simply by the design of the range. When the range is hot, or the commence fire command is given, it is never safe for anyone to be on the other side of this line. In this video, we're going to talk about range etiquette, the do's and don'ts of shooting at these facilities, and some tips for coordinating with other shooters you encounter at these public ranges.
Of course, many of these ranges are different. Some provide trap and skeet fields and/or archery ranges. But today we are just going to talk about the rifle and pistol ranges like you see here.
And there is a lot to cover. Remember, you, the user, are helping to ensure safe range operations, so be sure and familiarize yourself with all the posted range rules before you start shooting.
Let's start with basic gun handling. Experienced shooters will be familiar with these rules. People new to shooting may need a few reminders. While shooting is generally a very safe hobby, loaded firearms demand concentration and respect. There is always the potential for danger. Following these simple rules will minimize that risk. Always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. At the range, that means either up or pointed down range. Treat every firearm as if it were loaded. Never point a firearm at anything you do not intend to shoot. Keep your safety on and finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot.
There are several rules at the range that we expect everyone to follow. These are not just rules to have rules. The department wants to ensure that all shooters have a fun and safe shooting environment. These rules are for the safety of you and the other shooters at the range. Always handle your firearm in a safe and responsible manner. First, ear and eye protection is strongly recommended for all shooting range users. No drugs or alcohol are permitted at the range. If you are under the influence, you are simply not welcome.
Some of the rules deal with the type of shooting you are doing. Remember, the regulations relate directly to shooter safety. Use paper targets attached only to the backstop target holder. Any ammunition 50 BMG or larger is not allowed. No tracers or armor-piercing rounds. No rapid fire. Allow 3 seconds between shots. Fully automatic firearms are prohibited. Fire only at designated targets. Please don't fire at frames, numbers, trash, or range equipment. Fire only in your firing lane. Never fire across the range into other lanes. Violating any of the range rules is subject to a written citation.
One of the most critical safety issues at the shooting range is the ceasefire. Shooting at an unstaffed range like this is not an individual activity. It is a group activity. When a ceasefire is called, all shooting at the range must stop. When these ranges were built, most people used them to sight in a rifle or simply target practice. The ceasefire periods to check your targets were shorter and more frequent. Today, with the addition of pistol shooters and larger capacity magazines, that interval may have changed. It's important to talk with your fellow shooters about the ceasefire intervals. The most important thing to remember is that the safety of the unstaffed ranges is up to you, the user. You are the staff in Unstaffed. It is essential that all shooters at the range communicate with each other concerning when a ceasefire will be called. And when a range is in ceasefire, the following very strict protocols must apply.
Ceasefire!
After the ceasefire is called, all shooting must stop immediately. Firearms must be unloaded with the action locked open. Place all firearms on the shooting table and step away from the table. No one should touch a firearm during a ceasefire. All shooters needing to adjust or replace targets should go downrange together and return together. The announcement of commence fire or the range is hot should be clear and definitive. There can be no doubt concerning whether or not it is okay to shoot your firearm.
Are you live here?
I'm live. You ready?
Never step in front of the firing line before a ceasefire is called. Anyone can call a ceasefire at any time if they witness unsafe activity. Never, never shoot while someone is in front of the firing line.
The term range etiquette covers a lot of ground, from basic gun handling to ceasefire protocols. If there is another party at the range, it might be a simple task to communicate your common ceasefire protocols. If there are 12 different folks shooting, it's going to be a lot more difficult. The important thing is that everyone understands when a ceasefire has been called and everyone goes downrange at the same time. Here are some tips. If the range is full of shooters, take your position at a shooting bench and wait for the next ceasefire to be called. Don't interfere with other shooters. Though you will need to communicate for safety reasons, wait until the appropriate time. Conversely, if you are shooting and another party approaches the firing line, it is the shooter's responsibility to stop firing and discuss your ceasefire protocols with your new partners.
Let me take one more shot and then we'll go down and have a ceasefire and check our target.
Remember, shooting at a public range is a community activity. Everyone has the right to shoot, and it's everyone's responsibility to do it safely. Shooting can be a safe activity, and no one wants to discourage people enjoying themselves and having fun. But any activity with loaded firearms needs to be treated with caution and respect. Horseplay of any kind cannot be tolerated at the range.
Safety off.
If you feel as if someone is operating in an unsafe manner at one of our public shooting ranges, don't hesitate to contact a conservation agent. And don't forget, the main rule, after you follow all the above, is to have fun. These range facilities are there for you to learn, to educate, to hone your skills. Enjoy them and do it safely.
It goes without saying that you need to remove your paper targets and pick up your brass, but also be aware of any trash that others might have left behind. These are your facilities to use. The only way we can keep them up is if everyone takes on that responsibility. And again, enjoy your time at the range. They are here for you to use.